Alright guys, so to start off, I'm going to be going in with my Becca primer. That's the Evermatte Poreless primer, I think it is. Yes. And I'll just put a bit of my fingers, warm that up, and just place that into the oily bits. So for me, it's usually the T-zone area and my chin. So we're going to let that sink in, but I will be going in with my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch powder. And I'll use that to set the powder into my skin, just to make sure even the primer has set. I'll be using this big fluffy brush by Real Techniques. So just get a small amount, dust it off. First I just use the brush to place it. And then I'm gonna go in with a dry sponge. This is the Fenty Beauty sponge, just to set that powder into the primer. Alright, so now we're ready for foundation. So I'll be mixing two foundations. Then I'll be using the Fenty Beauty, and these are in the shades 480 and 440. So for my skin, I'll be using the Morphe M439 brush. That's this buffing brush. Just mix that in and just blend that. Just pat that into my skin. And you have to work really fast because, yeah, as you know, this foundation does set pretty quick. And then I like to go in with my sponge just to make sure everything else sets flawlessly. And to highlight, I like to go in with my Fenty Beauty concealer in the shade 445. And to highlight my face, I like to place this in these areas, so just right underneath, and just to where the nostrils start. And just spread that out. And repeat on the other side. And I like to place some as well on the bridge of my nose. And my chin. And some on my forehead. And to blend that out, I'm going to use my Morphe sponge. Just pat, pat, pat. So now to contour, I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty concealer in the shade 498, and I'm going to place that on my cheekbones and my nose, just to contour a little bit and get that snatched. So I just like to add a little bit down there and there, and then bridge of my nose, I like to just dot small amount down the bridge of my nose. And you bring it all the way into the inner starting of your nostrils. And the closer you get to your to the middle of your nose, the slimmer your nose will look. But I don't want a very dramatic contour. So I'm gonna go in now with my Morphe brush, that's the R14 brush. And I got that in my James Charles X Morphe brush collection. Just gonna use that just to blend out the contour. And don't mind all that's just happened. I don't know what that was, so just blend that out. And this brush is really good for creamy concealers. I just find it just helps blend everything seamlessly, and because it's got natural hairs, it just makes it so much better. Yeah, so just blend that out. I need to do like a little chit chat get ready with me. I might do that for my while I get ready for my birthday party on Friday. So just use that around until you get a flawless finish. And whatever's left on the brush, I like to take that just to my neck and just blend that out. Now for the nose, I'm gonna go in with the Morphe E62 brush, and that's that brush, and that was also in the James Charles X Morphe collection. So with that one, I like to just start off with short strokes, just to blend out that concealer and take it down until you get a very seamless blend, and bring it up into your eyebrow, underneath your eyebrow. And just blend that out. This brush I love. Like, I thought I loved all my other brushes, but for my nose contour, this is amazing. Thanks, James Charles. I find it easy this way to add the dark concealer on top of the lighter one after it's all been blended. Just find it way easier. As you can see, we're getting there. Now, we need to set all this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just dab that in, and I used the wrong sponge, but we're gonna use the one that we use for the concealer, just to make sure the concealer hasn't set into the lines. And I'm gonna go in with the same nutmeg shade powder in Fenty Beauty. Oh my god, I can't speak today. I'm gonna use the same powder that I used to set my primer, and I'm gonna use the brush, one of these brushes that came off the James Charles collection as well. That's the Morphe E48 brush, and that's a really beautiful brush to use for your under eyes. It just sits perfectly. So I like to get a bit, dust a bit off, and just pat that in. And this powder gives you literally a flawless finish. And just forehead. Basically everywhere that you added concealer, you can add this one. And I'm gonna go back in with the same brush that I used for the dark, for the contour. And I'm gonna go in with this Becca Multitasking Perfecting Powder. And this is in the shade Deep Bronze. It's beautiful. And that's just that really beautiful chocolate color. So I'm gonna use the same brush that I used, just tap a bit in. And then just lightly powder and set the contour highlight concealer. I cannot speak today, guys. And it's my birthday, by the way, if anyone out there cares. And I'm gonna do the same for my nose, and I go in back in with the E62 brush just to set that in. Alright. So as we can see, everything's looking like butter. That melanin butter. Now, I'm going to use my Too Faced Ethereal Setting Powder in the shade Translucent Deep. Oh, ow. In the shade Translucent Deep. I'm going to use that for my all over the face setting. And for that, I'm going to use my Morphe M527 brush. Just going to butt that up throughout my whole face. I like to get some of that and just I don't know if it's just my own set, but I feel like this brush sheds a little bit, like I find little bits of hairs, like I don't know if you can see those little hairs that just shed and stay on my face. It's really annoying, but otherwise most of the brushes in the collection are pretty good. Look at that, guys. So I'm just gonna finish it off just by buffing everything in. And I might go in with a highlighter actually. So, now what highlight do I use today? Alright, so to highlight, I'm gonna go in with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Gold Deposit. And I'm going to be using my Morphe M510 brush. I'm loving this brush lately. It's really beautiful for highlighting because it's very precise. I'm gassed up right now. Alright guys, so that's my highlighting and contouring routine. It's really quick. This is my everyday routine that I use, but yeah, look at that highlighter. It's gorgeous. Oh yeah, I'm staring at my monitor, so in case I'm not making that, you know, direct up and down eye contact, but this is gorgeous. Alright guys, see you in my next video.